Lucy, after the during the success of I Love Lucy and then the shows that she did after, she had her own production company, Desilu Productions. And after she and Desi divorced, it was Lucy's company. Desilu was Lucy's production company. And they produced a lot of great shows. They obviously produced all the shows that Lucy was in, like Here's Lucy and The Lucy Show. And then they also produced Mannix, Private Eye Show, and Mission Impossible.
Wow.
All came out of Desilu. And the other big show that came out of Desilu Productions was Star Trek. And so Gene Roddenberry, the writer of Star Trek, goes to pitch his idea to that studio. And I don't know that he pitched it to Lucy directly, but it was her decision to say, all right, let's go with this. And then they take it to NBC, and NBC picks up the pilot. But then it's up to Lucy's production company to produce this show. That means spend the money to make the show. Now, when a network orders a pilot, they're paying for the pilot, but they're not necessarily paying overages, or and these both this pilot for Star Trek was wildly over budget. The network passed on the first pilot. There was two pilots of Star Trek. They passed on the first one, but said, you know what, let's do another one. So they did another one. The first pilot did not have William Shatner in it, and had an actor named Jeffrey Hunter. And so they did the second pilot, which was also over budget. So, and Lucy signing those checks.
Wow.
So there's a way in which, when the show went into production, there was money involved, and lots of money. And a show isn't necessarily going to be in profit. Back then, a show that was only on for a year or two wouldn't be in profit. The studio would eat the financial loss if it wasn't a success.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, it was a very smart business move on Lucy's part, because, I mean, Star Trek in the short run did not do very well, but in the long run was this huge syndication success. And then obviously made lots of money for the studio. I mean,
but it's still going. I mean, the fact that there's so many different incarnations of, she was a real visionary. The fact that she was able to see more into this pilot, that both audiences and studios went, we don't really get it.
It's hard to know exactly how well Lucy was involved. There's an anecdote, I don't know if it's true, that was said by one of the producers of the original Star Trek in a book that he wrote. He was in a meeting with Lucy, going over all their projects, and she asked, "How's that USO show doing?" Now, the USO is the overseas is when they send stars overseas to entertain.
Right.
And she says, "How's that?" And Herb Solow says, who's the producer, I don't know what USO show, the ones with the stars on the Trek. And somehow heard the title and in her own imagination had created the idea that she was doing a show about the USO. But maybe not a visionary, but she trusted the people she worked with. She trusted the creators that she hired, and again, Star Trek is this 50 plus year phenomenon. So, because of Lucy, wacky redhead Lucy Ball.